You know that feeling, right? You spend years in college, you get the degree, you walk across that stage, only to find out there's this giant gap between what you learned in the classroom and what you're actually expected to do on the job. Well, it's a huge problem. And today, we're diving into a pretty radical solution that says fixing this isn't about small tweaks. It's about a complete and total shift in how we think about education. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with education's broken promise, then look for some unlikely inspiration on the battlefield. From there, we'll introduce a new framework called Extreme Pedagogy, lay out the playbook for everyone involved, and finally, explore why taking this kind of ownership benefits absolutely everyone. All right, first up, a broken educational promise. Let's really get to the heart of this skills gap crisis. And this quote from retired Navy SEAL Jocko Willink just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly frames the entire argument here. The skills gap isn't just a problem with curriculum, it's a fundamental problem of ownership. So here's the breakdown of the problem. You've got graduates who are seen as unprepared, which naturally makes everyone question the real value of their education. But the reason this problem just won't go away is that all the key players, the universities, the teachers, the students, and the employers are all stuck in their own little bubbles. It's a cycle of finger pointing, and no one is taking responsibility for the whole picture. So where do we find a solution? While the inspiration we're exploring today doesn't come from an academic conference, it actually comes from the high-stakes world of the U.S. Navy SEALs. And it all starts with this really powerful idea: psychological ownership. Now, this has nothing to do with legal documents or property. It's that deep, personal feeling of responsibility you get when a project or mission feels like it's yours. It's a completely different level of investment. The SEALs take that idea and they crank it up to 11. They call it extreme ownership. It's this incredible mindset where every single person on the team feels 100% accountable for the entire mission. There's no blame game, there's no "that wasn't my job." If the mission fails, everybody failed. It's that simple. And this really shows you the shift we're talking about. Over on the left, that's the current system, right? Disconnected silos and a lot of blame. But on the right, that's the goal. A single, collective mission where accountability is shared and everyone either wins together or they fail together. So, the big question is, how do you take this intense, military-grade concept and actually bring it into a classroom? Well, that's where this new framework comes in. It's called Extreme Pedagogy. And the idea is actually pretty straightforward. It's a learning model where every single stakeholder, we're talking universities, instructors, students, and employers, all share ownership over the one thing that matters: producing a graduate with skills that are actually relevant. And that is the absolute key. Everyone has to agree on the mission, on what the source material calls the target of possession. In this model, the target isn't just a diploma or a good GPA. The real target, the win condition for everybody, is a graduate who has valuable real-world skills. And this isn't a simple assembly line. Think of it more like a new ecosystem. You have universities setting the mission, instructors developing the skills, students owning their own progress, and crucially, employers co-creating the curriculum, all of them at the same time aiming for that one shared target: a truly valuable graduate. Now, that all sounds great in theory, but what does it really mean in practice? What does each group actually need to do to make something like this work? Let's open up the playbook. Okay, for university leaders, it has to start at the top. Their job is to set the mission and build a culture where this kind of teamwork is actually rewarded. That means breaking down those old departmental walls, opening up the curriculum so everyone can help improve it, and, actually funding the whole thing. For instructors, this is a really big shift. They can't be lone rangers anymore, operating in isolation. They become co-creators, working directly with employers to build courses that are practical and develop skills that have real value out in the world. Students have to step up and take on a whole new level of ownership too. It's about shifting from just doing to do what it takes to get an A to doing to become. Every class, every project becomes a chance to build skills that will make you a valuable professional. It's about owning your own development. And finally, the employers. In this model, they can't just be critics sitting on the sidelines anymore, complaining about the talent pool. No, they have to become active partners. That means investing real time to help create curriculum, telling everyone exactly what skills they need, and maybe even offering some financial help to get it all done. Okay. This sounds like a lot of work for everybody involved. So what's the payoff? Why should all these different groups buy into this shared mission? Well, the benefits are shared all around. It's a true win-win-win. Universities boost their relevance, making sure their degrees actually mean something. Students get what they paid for, real job-ready skills, and employers finally get access to a pipeline of talent that's ready to hit the ground running. And for universities, there's a huge financial incentive here. I mean, the market for alternative credentials, things like certificates and boot camps, is absolutely exploding. We're talking nearly $27 billion. That number is a massive warning sign. If traditional universities don't adapt, somebody else is going to step in and meet that demand. And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. The authors actually presented this idea to a group of business leaders from all sorts of industries. And the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. They saw this as a genuinely useful, even necessary, way to finally fix this disconnect. Which really leaves us with this one big question. The problems in education are incredibly complex, and it's always so easy to blame someone else. The schools, the students, the companies. But maybe the solution is simpler than we think. Maybe it's just about every single person involved finally deciding to own the problem and the solution together.